Hello, hello, my green skins, and welcome to the Madhouse. Welcome to Space Geek. Oh, not done, but Monday Madness. Oh shit, Space Geeks is next week. Space
Boo!
Geeks is
Get off
later.
the stage!
Oh, get off the stage! I
You
suck.
suck!
Yeah, I had my moment there. Solidity and old age took over, boys, and it said, "Go fuck yourself." All right, boys, let's get to it. Monday Madness. We were going to do the. I was gonna do our new Trek is Dead, but today we're gonna go straight into it because we have with us Dark Prince Alibaba, and Dark Prince is gonna be talking about Michael Jackson, and then we're gonna be talking about Vampire Survivor. We're gonna be talking about a cute little thing, a little bit of promotion that pissed off all the right people on the out there. So we're gonna have fun today. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go making people angry again. And first, we're going to talk about a Mac Dojo. Let's get this Mac Dojo up and running. Give me a sec here while I small screen this and we get the Mac Dojo up. Okay, no. Mac Dojo. Okay, I had to show you guys this. This was one of the funniest Mac Dojos I have seen in a while. So let it rip, guys. Mac Dojo, let it rip. Did it pop up? It should be popping up shortly, hopefully. Yeah, it's showing it's on. Oh shit! I hate when that happens. I hate these shorts sometimes. Oh, they are annoying. You do one quick accidental turn and the whole thing goes boom.
This is perfect!
Let it rip! 3, 2, 1, Beyblade! This is, oh my god, this technique. Dude, if your master is a fat fuck, no.
This is perfect.
Yep.
While I'm listening to, watching this go down, I'm listening to the Ninjago theme song.
The Ninjago spin.
Yeah, Ninjago spin. It's
This
too
is
good.
so awful. Why are you teaching your students to expose their back to you?
Get down, whip up, turn around, and spin.
I don't. Okay, I had to show that just because. Why would you teach your students that? That is like, dude, the Michael Jackson martial arts was better. And yes, Michael Jackson created a martial arts.
Really?
Yes. Oh, did you not know he studied karate?
Oh, okay.
He's actually apparently he got up there very similar to Elvis in his fighting style. Well, he had a huge obsession with Elvis. So we're definitely going to be
technically he was Elvis's son-in-law.
We should talk about that, but I don't like that's such old controversy. It's so ancient. I don't think there's anyone that actually would give a fuck. So
You never know. There's people who could care.
I unfortunately, like, it's the whole Michael Jackson, Elvis marrying Elvis Presley's daughter, and all that stuff. Like, there's some weird stuff. Like, apparently Michael Jackson got Beyonce's number and stuff like that. There's some interesting things out there, boys. So we're not gonna worry about that because that's its own fucking rabbit hole. But what we are gonna worry about is Michael. So give me a sec here while I shoot up the Michael. Oh, it's not showing up. We will find Michael in a second. Michael, and it's not going up right now. And there we go. The Michael Jackson review. So, first of all, I haven't seen it yet, but people have been talking about this is insanely popular. But the question I've been wondering is I don't know a lot about the Michael Jackson story. I know a lot of the pop culture shit. Like if you were to ask me, for example, who did Michael Jackson marry? I could give you that information. Or I kind of roughly know when Michael Jackson dangled his kids kid off a fucking balcony and everyone started screaming. Shit like that. So I got some information, but I mean, from the guys, from one of the guys who worked on Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the Queen biography, and from the guy who worked on Training Day, we have an interesting series. So, first questions first. There, Dark. How close is this to Michael Jackson's story?
Well, from a narrative standpoint, it does gloss over some things, but the intent. But I think people were expecting something different. They were expecting like a biography, like a documentary movie that highlights everything about him. That's not what this movie was set out to do. And when you look at the ads, it doesn't really. I think people gave themselves expectations that they were not for something else. But it's
Okay.
supposed to be kind of a movie that delves into his creative psyche. And his immediate surroundings. It's not supposed to go into,
So it's not going to be a one for one, like for example the Whitney Houston thing apparently, or some of the other stuff that
This
exists.
isn't a History Channel documentary. This is putting you in his shoes.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is more. Yeah. Okay.
Like if you want a proper story about Michael Jackson, believe it or not, the one from 1992 is narratively the better movie because it focuses more on him, not just him really. It's more about his family. This one is just from his eyes specifically,
Yeah,
and it
his
does
eyes.
cover some things you don't see initially before, and there are some interesting things, but because it's solely about him and not the family, of course, there's going to be less to delve into than that first one.
Yeah. Okay. So, other big question we have on here for this Michael Jackson, the actor, how good did he do?
Basically, wow. Let me put it this way: when you watch side by side videos on YouTube, of course you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he can't compare." But when you don't have that and you're just watching it on screen, I was immersed. I thought I was watching Michael himself.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of music for this. Was the music good, or was it like, or are we talking classic Michael Jackson music, or did they go into the whole Jackson 5 stuff? Like, give us a quick synopsis. We don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to ruin it for people who want to watch this movie, because this movie's apparently making gangbusters right now, and is not popular with critics, but like. It's definitely making a lot of money. Go for it. Go for it, there, sir. Give us a rough synopsis.
So it goes like it said. It delves into his from his viewpoint of trying to break away from his family. That's kind of like where it mainly focuses on. You get a bit of when he was a kid, and what he was like with his family, and when he becomes a big superstar with Off the Wall and Thriller, and that's where it goes into more detail about his family dynamic and his nose operation, his vitiligo, which is a little more than any previous version ever did. So it's kind of like um, it like really centers on the late 70s, early 80s era, gives us more details we haven't seen before, and his
So
rise to stardom.
it's the rise of Jackson. It's the rise and fall of the Jackson 5, where the Jackson 5 was at their height, and then as that was shifting on, we're going into we're starting the thriller arc then.
They're starting in the Off the Wall era.
Okay, Off the Wall. So we're getting to Thriller basically, because Thriller's when Michael Jackson. Everyone clearly says that's the time Michael Jackson exploded.
Yeah, although a lot of people say that's prime Michael Jackson, and Bad is his peak era. Personally, I like his peak era the best.
Yeah, same here. Same here. It's like it starts with Thriller, and I can't remember, like it ends. Well, some people are debative about that. It either ends during Black and White, or it ends after Moonwalker. That's debatable. I actually did. It all depends on who you want. And then there's, like I said, there are 4 movies plus the Michael Jackson Disney theater ride. that I remember because we actually watched that. I don't know if we watched it on. I think we watched it live. We reviewed it, if I remember correctly. Both me and you, Dark.
Yeah, that
Um,
was a long time ago, but
that was a long time ago. Yeah. So music wise, it's Michael Jackson. It's peak Michael Jackson.
yeah, but to
Anything
hear it
about
in IMAX, to hear it in IMAX theater, and it's an experience in and of itself because you're not just going to watch a movie.
yeah.
It the cinema, even where I am, it was treated like a concert. People were singing and dancing along with it. So, I mean, personally, I hate that when people belly laugh or make noise in the theater. But this time it's kind of like, you know what? You can't not sing and dance along to this.
Okay, so a little thing about Michael, and I don't mind doing this with Michael, but a little thing about Michael Jackson and the idea of Michael is, like I said, it's the popularity he is around the world. Like this thing is catching fire now in North America, but like around the world, it already caught fire. Like a lot of people did not think this was going to blow up. Like this thing blew up, and I don't like people really don't understand that Michael Jackson is still probably one of the most like pop stars. Like I've said it. There are only like 6 people in this world that are internationally fucking worldwide, and one of them's fictional for fuck. Well, 2 of them are fictional.
People may put out this meme: who is the most popular? And among the lists is Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Mr. Bean, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jackie Chan, and John Cena. And John Cena fans are going to hate this, but obviously John Cena is the least popular among all of them.
Okay. So I'm going to say the top 5 people that apparently exist on the top 5 market. What people were asked, this was not recent, but this was like worldwide: Superman, Bugs Bunny, Michael Jackson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and then the last one is what's his name there? I can't remember his name, but there was like one last guy on that list. I can't remember what his name was, but he is well known. But he's like,
John Wayne.
Yeah, Sean Wayne. That's what it was. John Wayne. Thank you. I can never remember John Wayne's name. John Wayne.
There have been multiple lists of top 10 or top whatever famous people throughout history and that ranges between everything from entertainment to politics and athleticism. And a lot of those lists, Michael Jackson was the only celebrity on there. The number one being Jesus, obviously. Peace be upon him.
Well, Jesus is not like. Well, the funny thing is, if you ask who are the most like well-known people know Michael Jackson more than they know Jesus. That's not a joke. People know Superman before they know Jesus.
I mean, every Christian and every Muslim knows who Jesus is. So combined, that's most of the world.
Yes, but that's well known in the world. If you can walk up to a random African tribesman who's probably never heard anything and say Michael Jackson, and they'll go and they'll do the word dance. Like they actually like legit. There are motherfuckers in Tunisian fucking things in the Amazon. Barely have any content. They know who Michael Jackson is. Like there was a guy, apparently he saw this guy who did tribal, like this guy would they would paint themselves up for tourists and shit. One of them had the Superman S on. Because like legit, it's just like these are how influential these motherfuckers are. It's not a joke. Like I'm not trying to be mean to religious. Religious icons are always the big 3. It's Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad, and then everything else is secondary to those big 3. If you're going to get into the religious icon, it's always the big 3.
There's other people like Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Adolf Hitler.
They're not as well known. They're not as well known as
I was going to say
Jackson,
King Arthur,
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Superman.
I wish I could say those guys are popular, but let's be honest. Audiences today don't give a rat's ass about Arnold or Sylvester Stallone.
They are still popular to this day.
They
and
have a fan
still
base,
know who they are.
but they don't attract new audiences. They still captivate their older fans.
No,
You
it's
ever
not
go
even
to
a
Mexico?
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, in Mexico. Like, dude.
They love all the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. In fact,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
their favorite is Predator, like Alien vs. Predator,
Oh, yeah.
because even they would dress up and they'll just dance as the characters. They love the Predator in the Alien series.
Oh man, like, dude, like, and it's like asking what's the most influential anime of all time. It's fucking Dragon Ball. It's Dragon Ball.
You go
Dragon
to
Ball Z.
Mexico, Dragon Ball is everywhere.
It's fucking
And
Dragon Ball
on
Z is
occasion,
popular.
on occasion, besides Dragon Ball, you may find some artwork of Evangelion.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is so popular worldwide that there's been stories of, like, when they were showing new episodes of Dragon Ball Z, crime wars would stop for 30 minutes.
Yeah, the cartel wanted to watch a new episode of Dragon Ball.
Yep, they wanted to watch the new episode of Dragon Ball Z. It is that. It's not a joke. It's just hysterical.
Goku's
Speaking of
most
Dragon Ball,
influential person.
Michael Jackson, I keep reading, is still insanely famous in Japan.
He is. Oh,
Hey.
dude. If I get a chance, I gotta show you? I sent you the image. You know what? Send me the images I sent you because I don't have those images. By the way, the thing we had was Mac Dojo Life. Support the guy's channel. Bob or Dark, someone put that in the link in the description. I got the 100% to do that.
Mac Dojo.
Mac Dojo, yeah, that was the thing.
They didn't tell me this earlier, but okay.
I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to get permission. Give me a sec here. I gotta grab something off Dark. Look. This is one of many versions. The Michael. I'm going to put this on here in a second. Here, this is old news, by the way. This is old tack, but I'm going to grab these right now and put them in the channel just to prove a point, because these are that fucking epic sauce. Give me a sec. Like, he is so popular. If I get a chance, I'm going to take you to if we ever go to Japan, me and you, Dark, we are definitely going to the. Thank you so much. We are definitely going to go look at the Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson Museum in Japan, because the Michael Jackson Museum still exists in Japan. Okay, hold on here. That's our witch hat altar for later.
Rumor is over in Japan, the air is actually quite clean.
There we go. Look at this shit. Hopefully this is posted up. There is a legitimate Michael Jackson with the monkey Power Rangers villain.
Where?
Yeah. It's you should see it. You should see the link. You should see it on the screen. Yeah. Look at this. This is a Michael Jackson with Bobo the monkey.
Bubbles. Actually, the movie does go into a little detour about how he got bubbles.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. This monkey is so funny. He even, when he puts on the hat, he even does the brim thing, like the single finger brim that Michael Jackson did when he would wear the hat in Moonwalker. This is a real thing, people. I am not fucking joking when I say this. This is real. This is real peak Michael Jackson. I'm not lying. They're like, that's how popular the man is. So overall, what are you going to give the Michael Jackson rating altogether? Because the music was really good. You said you saw it at IMAX. One, is it an IMAX must? Do you have to go to IMAX
Yes.
to? Yes, it is. Okay. Next question then is a simple one.
Well, to answer the question before that, I give it an 8.5.
Okay, you give it 8.5. Okay. So I'm gonna
and the critics are a bunch of assholes, and this is like a whole discussion. But it's a whole discussion in and of itself. Why do they hate this film? And quite frankly, I think Hollywood themselves, people in the entertainment industry, don't like Michael Jackson. and they
I
always try to put him down every
no,
time chance they get.
I kind of agree with what my friend said about this, and I'm not a big fan of the conspiracy I'm a fan of conspiracies. I'm just not a fan of this conspiracy. But I do agree with the theory that Michael Jackson was legitimately at the time they were cooing his ass because his idea of a free okay, here's what Michael Jackson's idea was. Apparently, I don't know how truthful this is, but this is when stuff started going south for Mikey. He apparently, the story goes, he planned on creating his own music hall of fame, like his own music thing. And what the idea was, he was going to take all the music Michael Jackson has ever bought, and he was going to make it free. That's the Beatles. That's Elvis. That's like everything he owned. If you go to Michael Jackson's little thing, you donate to the museum, you get to walk out with all the music you wanted. He wanted to make a free market music at his museum. That's the story. I don't know how truthful this is, but he was planning on spending a lot of money to make a music legacy, and everything was going to be free at this museum. So if you went, all you had to do was pay for the CD, and you could have as much music that you could fit on that CD, and they'd burn the CD and give it to you. And that scared the fuck out of music producers. That scared the fuck out of the music industry. Because, I mean, could you imagine someone legitimately creating a music like that's basically that's basically an open source Napster, and they couldn't do anything about it because it legitimately was open source it's basically open source Napster. They couldn't do anything about it. Oh, sure, they can sue the fuck out of everything. But with his rights, with his music rights, as his ownership, good luck stopping him from doing that. That's the theory.
But you could tell as this movie was coming out, as we were approaching the release date, there was always some bullshit article, just throwing anything they could to ruin his image. They didn't want this film to be a hit. It's like, oh, we found a picture with Epstein. It turns out, it turns out he was the one protecting people from Epstein, and it turns out
it's the thing about this is the reason that is very simply put, it's the few little funny things about this. I know Bob has no interest in Michael Jackson. He's not a music guy as much. Like I don't think I could bring this much on Iron Maiden. He would be able to give a much on this. But Michael Jackson, the thing about Michael, and it comes to this, and the sad thing is, I think this was a push against. They can't be proven wrong. If they're proven wrong, then that means like the precedent that would set is so dangerous. Could you imagine that we could honestly say, hey, guess what? You're, all the shit that they've been lying to you this entire time. Do you know how much of a backlash that would be? You can't do that in this day and age, man. That's the problem. All right, I'm going to be right back, and then we're going to get to Vampire.
All right. We'll be back after these messages. 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 Oh, jump on.
What the hell are you doing?
Now
Just keeping up with the theme. Still on Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson's. I got nothing against Michael. I got nothing against Michael Jackson right up till. I see. To me, my biggest gripe with Michael was he never came back to Canada. That's my.
What?
Fuck you, Michael Jackson. He never came back to Canada after a certain point. He just kind of never came back to Canada to do concerts.
I can tell you why. It's because of Toronto.
Yeah, I know why.
Well, let's be honest.
Hello.
Michael Jackson, he became unliked in Western countries. It was only in Europe, Middle East, and Asia, and Africa that they continue to love him. But
Yeah.
for some reason in America, and to a lesser extent maybe Canada and England, well, the English-speaking world, ironically, they hated him towards the end.
I know, and we're not going to get into that. We could like I still get people saying, he did this, he did that, he did this. Do I think he was stupid to have kids around him like he did? Yeah, fuck yeah. Do I think he actually did anything? No. I'm actually more. I'm more of the no. I lean heavily towards the no.
I lean more into this. He's a celebrity. Of course, he's gonna have kids fans. So of course, in that context, it's like he's just a celebrity interacting with his fans, and of course, no normal person would do that. But in that context, you can't be overly you can't be overly analytical.
Yeah. I'm 85% certain he did nothing wrong. 85. I'm not going to say 90. There's a lot of energy that says no. And like I said, I think there's a lot of other suspicious shit. But we're not going to get into that. Like, we'd be here all night if we talked about Jackson Lake. But we got other things to talk about tonight. And tonight we are talking about the review of Vampire Crawlers.
Which I'll not see, so I think I'll have to take my leave at this point. I'll have nothing else to say.
You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay and enjoy the conversations we're going to have about anime. We're going to be talking about other stuff. We have lots to talk about tonight. Like, we'll be talking about how Dragon Ball is better than Invincible, in every way.
All right.
But yes, we do have to go through. We do have to go through some reviews, and maybe you might like. We're going to be talking about a brand new anime that came out. Maybe you might want to watch. We'll see how you feel. Okay, so the Turbo Wildcard game from Vampire Survivors. So overall, Vampire Crawlers. I have actually done a couple episodes of podcast. I've actually done a couple podcasts and live streaming of this game. This game is, I think, more addictive than Vampire Survivors. That's fucking saying something. Holy shit, that's saying something. I did not think I would have a moment where I would think to myself, hey, because Vampire Survivors, I never played it, but I know people who just addictively played that game. Like, that was a religious playthrough for them. They played that insane amount of time. This game is about as bad, maybe even a little worse. And I cannot stress how insanely fun and addictive this game is. Holy shit. Okay, let's start with let's break down the main objectives. You basically it's a card building game. So as you progress in the game, you have to build your deck, and your whole goal is by traveling through dungeons. You have to get through the RNG like a roguelike, very similar to Vampire Survivor, and acquire cards, abilities, techniques, and other stuff and play styles, so you can get to the end of the deck at the end of the thing and fight all the way until the Grim Reaper stops you. By the way, you can keep fighting the Grim Reaper. Doesn't go well, but you can keep fighting the Grim Reaper. So it's quite fun. It has that old school pixel art, and it really feels like when you play the game, it feels like you're playing on a play mat for a card game, for an active card game. And you get different characters. Okay, go ahead.
I thought, based on the pictures I'm seeing, I thought it was an actual old game that they just revived for modern consoles.
This is a brand new game. It's $17. I got it on sale for $12, but I've heard on Switch you can get it for cheaper.
Okay.
And it's a very fun collecting game. You spend the game collecting different gear and equipment, and your goal is to basically, it is a turbo wildcard game. In other words, that means your whole goal is play as many fucking cards as humanly possible to wipe out the enemy. And that is the goal. And you get different groups of characters. For example, I've been using the barmaid. I was using the barmaid for a while. The witch that has the cats, because the witch's cat spell allows you to reshuffle cards as long as you keep using cards. And then I was using the abbot. So here's how I was activating. I was using the abbot. The abbot allows you to use when you use mana card, when you use books, it activates the Holy Bible trick, where it activates the knockback spell. You're knocking monsters back, stopping them from attacking you. And then I'm reshuffling my deck because I'm constantly reshuffling my deck. I'm constantly adding more cards, building more cards, building more cards, building more cards, and getting as many cards on the field to the point that the game actually has a stop period. If you can get to a point where you've played the cards so many fucking times that you actually can have a Grim Reaper appear. You do not want a Grim Reaper to appear. I have noticed that is a bad idea unless you have your deck ready to go. This game can get brutal. And this game is brutal. You will get way more cards than you necessarily need sometimes, and then you'll get so little cards at the same time. The RNG in this and the way the system plays itself out is both equally brutal and fun. It is a great play. It's a great card game and insanely addictive. And I absolutely love it. I think this is freaking absolute like amazing game. For $17, I'm giving this game a solid. Oh, by the way, the music's also phenomenal. Like it's very Castlevania. I'm giving this a solid 8. This is really good. Like I'm gonna probably play this tonight. Now we have a Bob review. Bob, you ready? We are talking.
I am awake.
I think it showed up. Is it showing up on the thing? Hopefully. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. So we are making Bob watch anime. And Bob watched Black Blood Brothers. And so first thoughts of Black Blood Brothers?
Oh, product of its time. Product of its time.
Yep. It really is, isn't it?
Ow, the edge. And it's like, oh boy, we have the katana wielding knockoff Alucard. Lovely.
It's not Alucard.
It really doesn't know what the hell it wants to be. That's one thing I picked up on. Is you have moments of drama, so I'm like, okay, is this going to be like a dark romance kind of anime? You know the ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has the comedy bit, so I'm like, okay, is this going to be a slice of life? And then you have these action sequences, which are like I said, knockoff Helsing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It really doesn't know what the hell it wants to be.
It really doesn't, and that's the funny thing. When I picked this one up because this was a random anime that I saw on trailers from back in the ADV era. Dark remembers that era. This is right when Funimation was basically wiping them out. This was the first Funimation series I picked up, and I quickly realized, oh shit, this was a light novel series that I had no knowledge. I miss. Can I be honest, boys? I miss when I could pick up movie series for like $30, and you get a full DVD series in its entirety, not this half-ass bullshit.
Okay.
I miss this style. Dark, I don't know if you remember that era where you could go pick these, or you could go pick these up at Blockbuster and shit. Remember that, Dark? I miss that era. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. The shop I got my DVDs from, a lot of them were blind buys, so I don't know if they were shows that were available or they just imported whatever they could get. And
blind buys. And I do miss that blind buy, but there really is no reason to blind buy anymore at this point. We're getting to that period.
Yeah, but at the time, I blind bought Black Lagoon.
Oh fuck yeah! And you know what? One of the best animes that you're never. Okay, if you're a fan of this channel, you will never tell anyone about Black Lagoon. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support. We do not agree with letting people know about that anime because I do not want an American version of that where they kidify the series. Fuck you if they kidify that series. I could see them turning that into a kidified series, and I do not want to watch a kidified version, like live action version of Black Lagoon on Netflix. Okay. No.
Yeah, we know what. Who are they going to make an alphabet person?
Revy.
Of course.
Okay, so back to Black.
Is that even a question?
back to BBB, Bob. So.
Back to Triple B.
That's why Stranger Things sucks.
Yeah, Stranger Things sucks. I agree.
After season 2.
Stranger Things sucks. No, Stranger Things sucks after season 1. Actually, scratch that. Stranger Things sucks.
I could have told you that. Jesus.
I'm sorry, Daredevil.
I saw the series for
Okay.
what the entirety was. I was like, oh, this is to give people 80s nostalgia who never lived in the 80s.
Yep, exactly.
It could have been a great show. I mean, I saw it to the end, and there are aspects I loved about it, but it was just hindered by a lot of wonky shit.
There are only 3 Netflix series that were actually really good. Dirk Gently, the first season. That was really good. Daredevil season 1 and 2. Luke Cage season 1. These are the best shows Netflix has ever come out with. Fight me. Anyway,
check out Mo.
No, it's not. Black Blood Brothers. Luke Cage is one of the funnest. Like, that show is so well done, and that some of the fight sequences in Daredevil are absolutely beautiful. Anyway, back to Black Blood Brothers. What did you think of the music of the series?
Elegant, which is why I thought it was trying to be a dark romance, like maybe some drama put on. Especially for the beginning credits and the end credits. More so the end credits. The end credits have more of a somber note to them.
Well, that's because if you know how the series continued on, it has an interesting thing. So the main character right here, Mr. Katana Man, Mr. Red Alucard, or you know what?
Great Value Alucard, that's what I call him. He's dressed like him, and he looks like the fucking worst knockoff I've ever seen of Alucard. I understand, maybe you're trying to do your own thing, but does he have to be in red? If for a man called the Silver Edge or the Silver Blade, could you not make his clothing not red? White. Yeah, white or silver or gray.
Well, that was popular at the time because everyone was wearing red. I mean, there was Dante, there was Trigun, there was Inuyasha, red.
All these anime
Edward
men
Elric
in red coats.
Yeah, like
that
it's
was
weird
a thing at the time.
Yeah, the red coats are coming.
No, it's kind of
the red coats coming.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? Actually, like a little laugh on this. You know what this art style, the way he looked like he was a cross between Vash the Stampede and D from Vampire Hunter D with the hat and shit.
I disagree only for one reason. He looks like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist or an antagonist. I was getting so many fucking Yu-Gi-Oh vibes from the animation style.
So what did you think about them leaning heavy into the sexy bite?
The what?
The sexy bite, where the bite's like orgasmic.
Somebody had a fun time writing that. I don't think there's anything nice about a leech sucking on you.
You know, there's only 3 vampire series I would love to show you. 3 vampire movies I'd love to show you, and all 3 of them are nasty as fuck.
I'll be real with you. Mr. Company Assault Team Captain, most based individual in this entire series, but because of anime plot, they have to make him look like an idiot. But it's like, dude, this guy's super fucking based, but the plot restricts him.
So the ratings right now for Black as we continue on our adventures.
Black Lagoon? What the fuck?
Black Blood Brothers. The rating for Black. I didn't say Black.
Bob's Lagoon. Rating? I'm giving it a goddamn 4.
Okay.
I don't like this. This is dumb. This is dumb as hell.
Well,
it's like, kill the bloodsuckers. Kill them all. Purge them. Okay. Get rid of them.
So right now, the choices for your unfortunate doom is Black Blood Brothers, Pumpkin Scissors, or Orc War Chief's Choice. I have plans, and they're not necessarily part 2. Not necessarily.
Okay, Hellraiser, I'm not giving you that option. I don't want to see what sites you have to show me, Pinhead. I'm choosing Pumpkin Scissors, because I like that series.
Yeah, okay, so Pumpkin Scissors. These are 90s animes. So next on the docket for 90s animes for Bob is either going to be for shows that Bob's going to watch. I have 3 in particular. We might pass into the 90s. I actually have 2 other shows I'm going to look at. One of them right now is No Guns Life. It's going to be the one we're going to be looking at for Bob.
Okay.
and then the other one is 3 episodes of that one, and then I have another one. I'm debating about the other one. I was actually debating about Inuyasha, but I can't find Inuyasha anywhere. I don't think Bob's ever watched Inuyasha, so
There's no need for me to watch Inuyasha.
why?
I've already seen it.
I already see it. Okay, so no Inuyasha for Bob.
Yeah, I've seen it when I was like 13.
I
love
may.
Inuyasha.
I'll have to look up some anime for that. Well, we'll look it up. So next on the list, Witch Hat Alterer. We are the
Altier. Yeah.
So your thoughts on episode 6 of Witch Hat? And this is the one I've actually been suggesting.
I'm happy that the witches have an inquisition of their own. It kind of makes me happy. It's like, okay, so they have their eyes, their guys to check up on things, and then they have their actual like Inquisition police force when things are found out to be hot and heavy. And I was like, dude, the way those guys are dressed, the red with the wings on the sides of their hats, I was like, oh damn. We really do got the fucking Inquisition over here. Holy shit. Really These guys look rad.
It does. My only gripe is that they don't cover the faces. Like
that was the one thing I kind of took away from it, but I figured the what do you call it? The depiction is probably different than the outfit, if that makes sense, you know?
No. I'm a little farther ahead of you in the books. No, they don't have the mask.
Oh man. I thought it would be like they would have like false faces. Kind of like death masks. Yeah. Because that was some of my coolest, what I find to be the coolest is, like, Lords of the Fallen, the Crimson Rectors, who are kind of like high-end individuals, the Hallowed Sentinels. They wear the pointed helmets, but their faces are hidden behind a steel mask.
Yeah, I kind of like that steel mask. Like, that's one of my, the game Blasphemous. That's one of my favorite things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that crazy mask.
Oh, I think that's why I'm loving Lords of the Fallen, because just about every individual of the Hallowed Sentinels wears like a death mask, like the Avowed and the Marksmen. So they have the death mask into their helmets, and it's like they're locked in with it. So they all look like penitents, and it's like, fuck, it's so cool.
So I do like what's your thoughts on the idea of the wizard of our little apprentice situations going on right now with all the with the main three characters, including Coco? Like it's kind of how they're playing the character and how he's showing stuff, and I'm kind of enjoying that. What's your thoughts on it?
I like it as well. I thought we were gonna move on to the eye guy real quick, but
no, we're not even close to the eye guy yet. We're stepping through this. Yeah. Go ahead.
With the 3, I don't know why. Whenever you go on tangents, I'll lose my train of thought. How did it start? Coco was entering like a learning block.
Yeah.
So she felt tired, and in order to help her focus on her studies, but also give her something else to focus on so she's less tired, her master, the teacher, showed her ways of cooking with said magic, and that actually got her to spark back up. I like that, because sometimes you do need to get your mind off of the book study and do something practical to keep you in the game.
Yep. Oh, that's actually how it's like a lot. Like, dude, video games taught me how to read and math.
That's so fucking true. This is the number one boomer line I fucking hate. Is the games will rot your brains. Little did they know, Facebook did to them what they said video games would do to us.
Oh, and TikTok rotted the world, my friend.
Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a plague. It's a disease. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like a fucking holy roller and tell you guys to stop doing it. That's on your own. Yeah. That is your own discipline for you to do.
Talking Disney adults, man. My two big dude. We got to do that. We need to. Okay.
TV rots the brain. Hated those parents. It's like
I hate those.
And then when you visit them when they get elderly, just to be a good son, they're watching TV 24/7.
Yeah, they
are. What the fuck?
You know what really rots the brain? Believe it or not?
Monotony and stagnation.
School.
Because school is monotonous and stagnating.
It is stagnant at this point.
That's why I said mine
like
is a catch-all term. Is monotony and stagnation is what causes a brain to rot.
Yep. It wasn't that way when certain people did certain things, but nowadays, oh Lord, has it gotten bad. Anyway,
I mean, I'd rather watch an animal documentary than listen to an old, boring teacher, miserable teacher explain to me about animals.
Anyway, boys, we gotta get back.
I'm about to say, let me get on to the irony here,
yeah,
and this relates to Witch Hat as well.
Okay, go ahead.
The teacher wants his apprentices to use creativity or use their magic in a more creative way, and is willing to let them learn and do it in a creative way. And you compare that to modern schools, they tell you to be creative, but they don't want you to be creative.
No, you can't. You start question. There's been teacher crash outs. You question something, they freak out.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, well, what the fuck? Why the fuck did you let us say something at that point? I do like his teaching.
I learned more outside of school than in school, just from my own studies. And then I would leave the teacher like appalled or like amazed at the fact that I know about, I don't know, the War of 1666 and the Battle of Hastings. Actually, wait, no. 1666 was the Great Fire of London. But either way, I knew about the 100 Years' War and all that shit. And it's like, how do you know about that? I studied it on my own. I don't need school.
Yep. My favorite was when I had my teacher. I had a teacher come say a funny thing to me. I remember they were complaining about me not learning anything, and the teacher's like, "We just finished the exam," and it's like, "Oh, well, how?" And I remember it was one teacher was talking to my history teacher, and he's like, "Oh, how little did he learn? How low was the mark this time that kid got?" Because like this teacher did not like me, and his response was he looked at the teacher, he laughed and said, "Maybe it's your teaching that's the problem." He got 100%, and just walked away. It's because he was hands-on. He let us pick the subjects we wanted to work on, and he gave us good teachers adapt to their students and help them grow. Bad teachers propagize and give them nothing but fucking propaganda and the fucking speech, man. And that's the thing about this teacher. This teacher is hands-on. He's hands-off, but he's hands-on. He takes the time. He lets her learn. He keeps her back. If you notice, he does one thing that I noticed. He kept his back to her, not to stare at her. He wasn't staring at her. He gave her the opportunity to learn herself. And then when he realized what she was doing wrong, he gently guided her. It wasn't aggression. It wasn't abuse. It was gentle, but enough just to nudge it. It was great the way they did this. It was really good. Anyway, back to the story now.
I was going to mention one last little thing about that. I saw a video of like one of the coolest history teachers I've ever seen. He actually dressed as the individuals of the time period he was talking about. So like when he talked about the revolution in America, he dressed up as George Washington. Full coat, full everything. It was the coolest shit.
Okay. So back to this. I'm trying to keep because it's going a little too long. We want to move on to the next topic.
I'm about to say all we do is yap, but yeah. After they cook a meal, which I shit you not, yeah. Even my fat ass was like, "Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. That looks really good." I was like, McDonald.
Can someone explain to me? Okay, I gotta ask this. We got two guys here. We got Arus and we have Dark. We have guys from different strokes from me and Bob. So they might have a different thought process. Why would you put melted cheese on top of the bun, not in the bun? Can someone explain that to me? That's got to be an Asian thing. That's got to be like putting cheese on top of the bun.
Have you never had garlic bread?
Dude, garlic bread is on a burger.
Else.
You don't put cheese on top of the burger.
What the hell's wrong with you? It's good nonetheless.
No, you got to put it in between the buns, and you melt the cheese. I don't know what the fuck that.
Okay. The cheese spurging out. All right, he loses his food rights. All right. Nah. I've seen that done before. I've seen it done with caramelization on the inside. I've also seen cheese melted on top. That is a high-end food thing, at least in the U.S. Normally, when you go to a steakhouse, sometimes they'll have a burger like that.
I've never seen that before. That's so because you're gonna get your hands all cheesy, and the whole point of a bun is to eat the
By
food.
By the time it gets to you, the cheese would have solidified.
You're still putting your hands in cheese, man. That leaves a grease residue on your fingers.
So what? Just delicious.
Okay.
You're eating with your hands? How dare you? That's so
Yeah, how dare
barbaric.
you eat with your hands? It's a fucking burger!
Yeah.
What, a Sloppy Joe's? What? You do Sloppy Joe's with a little fucking fork?
Anyway,
Heathen!
So then we meet the eyes. We meet
I'm about to say, no, sorry, I'm still on that. Instead of Sloppy Joe's, this man has fucking Gentle Joe's over here. Goddamn Neat Joe's.
Hey, Bob.
We don't have any Joes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. He goes off sometimes. We gotta get him back on track. I gotta it's like herding cats. I swear to God.
No, you just gotta let me get it out. And now we're moving on to the eye guy. All right, okay, Mr. Eye Guy. I understand why he's stern. I get his position.
Yeah, because he's legitimately he's basically a warrant officer for the boroughs. I guess from what I'm gathering, it's more than just.
Officer.
Well, he is. He keeps an eye on you. He tracks you. He follows the information. He's not law enforcement. They don't actually say he's law enforcement. The Knights are law enforcement. The eyes keep track of what's going on in the area.
No, sorry. I was thrown off by warrant officer because military. You know.
Yes, I've
never heard that term. Okay.
You've never heard of warrant a warrants officer?
I've only heard. Officer? I've heard of parole officer, but I've never heard of a warrant officer as a outside of military context. Which, one thing comes from another. I understand, Yeah.
It's just someone that keeps track of what's going on. It's not someone. Warrant officers were also used for kids that would skip school and shit. So you'd have a warrants officer driving around trying to catch kids.
Okay. I get it. Okay. So warrant officer over time turned into parole officer or truancy officer.
Yeah. It shifted as time went on. They're technically they're basically they're basically a local the local sheriff. Excuse me, the local sheriff or the local guards. But he's not an actual legit cop or law enforcement because it sounds like.
So this is like a more professional version of the neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he is. He's like a watchman, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, and he seems to have his own little style of operating. But it was kind of interesting to see some stuff. Like I said, he left the door open accidentally, and the little fur buddy that she has.
I like that little noodle thing. See, that's how you do a mascot character right.
Yeah, that little ball of fluff ends up in the warrant officer's room after a very, very strong conversation, which is led on by a storm, which is also led on one of the girls is how she's trying to understand and learn magic in a way that doesn't adapt her. She's terrified. In a lot of ways, I get a vibe. I'd like to know more about her character, and I think we're going to probably find out more as the series continues.
Episode 7, because episode 7 seems to be a test, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. If you're talking about who I think you are.
Yeah. The bitch situation, but it was kind of funny watching her kind of him using his magic and her seeing the magic for the first time since her childhood, the glowing lights as she walked on something, and it was so cute. But what I liked about the eyes officer after that conversation. There's a moment where he's about to close the door. Yeah. The door. He's about to close the door, but he decides to leave it open just a smidge, so that if she wants to come back and have a conversation with him, which is an interesting idea. I kind of like that she. I kind of like that he just kind of you could tell he's not a heartless individual, but he is an individual that has a job to do, and it means he has to be hard.
And on top of that, through being hard, you could find gaps in logic with investigation and all that.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing for his partner, the teacher, to say that she has a passion for it, but he saw it right there. He saw the passion. It's like, no, you know what? She's good.
Mm.
If she wants to learn more, here, doors open.
Honestly,
If she ever would say
I didn't expect a girls' anime with very girly and very kiddish styles. I need the adult anime to make me go, you know what? I enjoy this.
You see, Chief? This is why I'm like, dude, no. This is magic. All right, this is cute.
But it does need to adult. Speaking about adult stuff, we're gonna kind of I'm gonna put on the next thing here. Hold on here.
Though it is an immediate jump, I gotta say, from the previous episode of "Don't Tell Anyone, Not a Soul" to this little happy-go-lucky kind of episode with maybe some tension here and there, and I was like, "Damn, that's a jump." It was kind of jarring.
I like the jump. I like the jump. Okay, speaking about fun that was fun, we have to talk about Pragmata for the third fucking. What in the fuck, boys? We are this series, this game. Okay. You know what? Capcom proves that they are probably one of the best studios when it comes to propagandizing video games I have ever seen.
Oh yeah.
This is phenomenal. How crazy and how insane this actually has become for this little fucking game that could. I absolutely thought it was amusing, but let's break down the rest of the Pragmata. Dark, I know you just kind of saw a little bit of it, but we're going to explain it. I'm going to kind of roughly set. Pragmata first started off as just a game that people were playing and they were enjoying. But because a certain group of people were playing it and saying, "Hey, I want to have kids," after playing it because of the character, the little girl, and the relationship, it makes people kind of like click. They kind of clicks with them, and they enjoyed it and they resonated with the characters.
On top of that, Chief, how many games have had that kind of vibe in very recent years?
Lots, but we won't get into that right now.
Okay.
I'm just
maybe it was something to do with the artistry behind it.
Yeah.
But I was saying, it's like, after all these years of saying stay single and like with the constant repetition of the dating market, this game feels like a breath of fresh air.
It does, but lots. We won't get into that right now because I'm just doing a quick breakdown. Next.
Oh, what the hell am I here for?
After the breakdown, then you can have fun. Next. All right. So next on the docket, this had a huge freak out on one side. It's a beautiful game. And people were screaming. Then Dark, we get the complaints and whining and crying about DEI because apparently the actress who plays Diana in the English version is a black woman, which me and you have argued incessantly. Who gives a fuck? We don't care. We had that conversation. So now we're on Act 3. So Act 3 of Pragmata. This got so popular, it was insane. Pragmata's X account, out of nowhere, went dark. And then all of a sudden, all these sequences came up. Act complete. Diana is now control. She turned the Pragmata channel, into the Diana channel. And then she went around online for the last little bit doing like basically they had a virtual AI and Capcom used this virtual AI to control the X account for about, I think, 2 weeks. And it became so cute and so cutesy. Diana popped on other live streams. She had a bunch of VTubers. This became a phenomenon. Unfortunately, all good things sometimes come to an end. So unfortunately, Diana has now left and returned it back to what it was. I will get the Pragmata account up here. Here's our screenshot. Unfortunately, she gave it up. I had so much fun on here, but Hugh says it's time to go. I've learned so much about Earth. Hugh says it'll be useful when we get there. Goodbye for now. I will never forget you all. As this little image I'm not gonna lie, this little doll character has took over the internet when it came to that. And it's funny how it took over the internet. What's your thoughts on that, Bob? Now you can say something. Go ahead.
Sorry, what are you saying?
What's your thoughts on that, Dark?
I have none.
Okay.
I don't know anything about this.
I explained it all to you, so
but I'm still processing it, and I just can't fully understand it. It's like
it's absolutely insane, right?
Western stupidity. I could slap it right there. Put the name right on the tin. Western stupidity taken for a laugh.
It is Western stupidity taken for a laugh.
No one is saying, I hardly knew you, goodbye forever. I miss you even though I never knew you.
Yeah. I think honestly, Capcom, this was a masterstroke. Like people like McDonald's got in on it, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
This was a masterstroke.
I'm waiting for the artwork of Hugh and Diana in a booth, and then on the other booth next to them is the McDonald's family for the Japanese ad.
It's already there.
Oh, perfect.
They already did it, apparently. We are on a weird segment of life, boys. The fact is that AI, this was all done with AI, floors me and it makes me laugh. Like this was a level of wow, I can't believe this actually fucking worked. So, boys and girls, we are going to be looking at a new video game today, boys. Get ready. We're looking at Soul Quest, a new indie game that just came out. And hopefully it works this time, because this one freaked out the last time I installed it. The last time I went to go try to play it. Okay, so first things first. Let's see if the cat is not away. Nope. Okay, come on. Work, you bastard. I hate when it does this. YouTube. There we go. Okay, we are live on a new game, boys. This one, I'm impressed by. Okay, another game created by an indie developer that doesn't feel too woke. We may have fun here. So we are starting the saga of our fair heroine.
Angus, is it...
No sight of the commander.
Damn it.
So this is an interesting idea for a series. So basically, you play the wife of the hero. Best way to put it. But they build up the fact that like she's out there for revenge. It's actually quite fun. The other cool thing about this game is as you're playing the game, as you're building up your character actually gets more physical actual status. So, for example, as I'm upping the rank, the music will shift based off what I do. So, as I'm getting like a C rank, as I get into a B and A rank, the music will change and get more intense as you keep building your music up. So it actually has a more progressive push as you keep pushing your fights. So it incentivizes you to get the better music and to get the better build up. Which I think is kind of a neat idea. We haven't seen that in a while. And actually, the only time I've actually seen that as of recently was shooters. That was a big thing in the shooter market for a while. I don't know if Bob remembers those shooters. Which one did that recently? The heavy metal shooter? I don't know if Bob ever played that.
Heavy metal shooter?
There's a shooter game. The more you play it, and the better your shots are, the music shifts to what you're playing. So if, say, hypothetically, if Bob's doing really good, then the music will shift and become more intense. And if you're using different music, the different combat will give them different beats. For example, if Bob...
Are you talking Hellsinger?
Is it Hellsinger? Yeah, I think so.
The one where you shoot on beat, and it has a ton of different metal albums, including one that was sung by Serge Tankian. I've never played that game because it's a rhythm game, and it's like rhythm with a shooter, but I love the music.
Yeah, and then there's also another game that I remember that had a little bit of a music change was Overkill, wasn't it?
Overkill?
Turbo Overkill. It's the one where you play the blood robot.
Oh,
hey, big guy.
that
interrupt,
is...
but, that's my wife you're trying to kill over
Another
there.
one.
I like how badass this is. She gets caught by she got herself knocked down, and then your husband shows up. It's like, hey, big guy, I hate to interrupt you, but that's your wife. That's my wife you're trying to kill.
Hurts.
And no one
You're
hurt.
talking about Ultra Kill, right?
Turbo Overkill or whatever. Yeah, Ultra Kill,
Gwydir,
whatever it's called.
you are back.
Yeah,
I have
Ultra Kill has some good music. Like Sisyphus.
Yep. Yeah.
Heaven Puritor, the Sisyphus Prime OST, the full thing, including Pandemonium and War. Really good.
Yeah. So this is an interesting story arc where, you are actually, I do like the fact that you technically start off, you're not the hero. You're just the wife of the hero. It's just you're a badass sword bitch too, I like that you build yourself up to being the badass as the game progresses. It has a very Celtic vibe and energy to it, which I kind of like.
Still remember the path, right?
Of course.
In that case.
Wait, that's cheap.
I think it's kind of a neat style. I don't know. It's a interesting game. It's also one of those one of my favorite games. I know Bob hates it. The Metrovania games. Well, I love Metrovanias. I don't care.
When
just
did you
putting
find
something
the
funny
time
in
to do
general.
all this?
Maybe so.
Yep.
When are you?
I already told
You?
it's not a fake.
Sure.
It's
I think honestly the art style for this looks really good. Like this is a really pretty game.
The Sam Hain fires.
something
What do you mean?
that's
What?
yes.
Okay. So now we're fighting monsters. They basically attacked and burned down our village, our Celtic village.
You're all gonna pay for this.
So I'll be doing a full review of this series. I might actually have to do some of the combat. I might record some of this, so there'll be a full review of this coming out eventually.
Funnily enough, I've never actually played Ultra Kill. It's one of those games where a ton of YouTubers get on it, unless I really want to play it. I usually won't touch it.
Well, I
Not
noticed
as a bit of a different story, but it's like Ultra Kill, there's a ton of YouTubers that played it when it first came out. I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
I've also noticed for you, Bob, it's like you do not like playing solo shooters. Like, just like if you don't have a squad and your mates can play with you, you really don't like playing those shooter games.
Not always. I enjoyed Dusk. I really like Dusk.
Well, it's just because, like, in general, like I've given you a couple games to play, and you have no interest in playing solo. Like, if you ain't playing with your mates, you just don't play. Hence, a little game by the name of Shadowrun.
Shadowrun's not a shooter.
No, but games in general,
it's tactical.
unless you play with people, you have no interest. You have that.
Yeah,
you have that.
Shadowrun is like XCOM. It's a tactical turn-based game.
Are you hurt?
It's like I can only do
This
like
path
maybe
is
a
clear.
match or two, and then I'm done. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
good.
See, Bob unfortunately does not. Bob has the Gen Z brain, so he unfortunately cannot play solo
Damn
games.
it.
By that logic, you have the boomer brain.
Yes, which makes me superior in every way. It's Gen Z, bastard. Don't insult me.
Not if I had what was it, the millennial brain? What'd you call it for me?
Once and for all.
The millennial brain. It says I don't unless I can play.
If I had the true millennial brain, I'd be playing fucking app store games. I'd be playing fucking phone games.
No, that's Gen Z.
I don't know. I was growing up in the era where Angry Birds was the new hit thing.
Don't, please.
Yes, but that's
And then
Gen
they had
Z.
Clash of Clans.
You
Clash of
are of the
Clans can go fuck
generation.
itself.
You are of the generation that the cursed Left 4 Dead came out. And when Left 4 Dead came out,
What is that?
all
I need
these
some help.
people fell into this weird obsession with these type of games.
Thank you, sweet lady. I
So
don't
you're
know
telling me
how
you don't like playing with
long
friends?
I can, but
You
he passed.
No, I do like playing with
Like
friends,
given the
but-
opportunity, you don't want to play with any.
No. Given the opportunity, I would play Heretic with. I'd play Hexen with you, but you have no interest in playing Hexen.
Never said that, but okay.
Well, or you don't want to play Heretic. It's like, oh, it's an elf.
Now that we've settled, Morig, but God.
You took that
So-
literally.
What?
Yes, you did.
I will.
that?
You
You
already-
took that literally.
I've offered you to play Heretic with me on multiple occasions.
If you,
You down.
if you,
No.
Down every time. I said, hey, do you want to play this with me? No. So that is Soul Quest. That is something we're going to be playing for the future. Not tonight, but we are going back to our game for tonight, and then we're going to get to our main topic. Invincible is Dragon Ball Z is a far superior series to Invincible.
All right, I'll let you guys take the reins of this. I'll chill.
You've watched Dragon Ball Z, haven't you?
Yeah, but this conversation is all yours. Go for it.
You have no interest in Dragon Ball Z? Okay.
All right, dude, we've already talked about this topic of Viltrumites are going to get absolutely obliterated by a Saiyan.
No. We are talking about the fact that people are like, "Oh, I like Invincible because we're talking about the new Invincible's cool because it's dark and gloomy." And Dragon Ball Z is nowhere near as dark as gloomy as
Literally, look at all the Batman fans ever.
Yeah, I know. But like
It's better because it's dark and gloomy. It's like, okay, is that it? Yeah. That's pretty much it. It's just because Batman's an edgy bastard.
I disagree with you. Animated Batman was amazing.
Mhm.
And it was. I don't know, like... Are you saying anime Batman is not amazing?
Yes.
The original anime? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, explain yourself.
Simple. Shadow's better. I'll watch and consume anything of the Shadow over Batman.
Okay. Well, the shadow shows up in Batman animated series.
Well,
Gray
that's
Goat.
too damn bad because that ain't the real Shadow.
Okay, well, that's great, but like there was never ever a unfortunately the Shadow was never popular. I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
Sure about that.
Yeah, I'll put
Shadow
money
was
on it.
popular.
I will put money on it compared
Back
to
in the
anime.
30s and 40s, that was the golden age of the Shadow. He was
Yeah,
popular.
but that was the golden age of the Shadow. He hasn't had any other age after. Meanwhile, Batman's been a stable
Yeah.
of fucking... Yeah, Batman...
Yeah, why do you think's that? Huh? What makes you think that? Like, come on. We both have the answer.
Go ahead, tell me.
Because I keep pushing for Batman. And people keep wanting to consume Batman. How many people know about the Shadow?
Dark, do you know who the Shadow is?
I've heard the name. I certainly have. I need to look at a picture.
No.
Remember, I'm not pop culture literate at least when it comes to comic book.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. 90% of the
Okay,
population wouldn't know what the Shadow is unless somebody outright told them.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like
But the Shadow wasn't so much a comic character. He did pulps and had his own radio dramas.
Yeah,
back
he
in
did.
I see
the
the pictures. I recognize the images, but I don't know it intimately.
So okay, so let me run down the Shadow for you boys. because Bob wants to bring the Shadow up. I have no problem addressing this because again, I'm not a fan of Batman. I'm always going to be a fan of Punisher. R.I.P. the creator of Punisher.
All hail Frank Castle. Love Frank Castle.
Yeah. I love the Punisher. I think the Punisher is a superior comic, but in some ways, not always, because you can't say Batman didn't have amazing story arcs. There's some of the greatest story arcs of all time. It's like insulting Peter Parker at that point. You can't really insult Peter Parker. You can't.
Spider-Man's a different beast. I will admit, Spider-Man's a different beast.
Yeah, but Spider-Man is iconic. You cannot
That's what I'm saying. It's
Not
only is he iconic, but he also is the happy-go-lucky guy at certain points.
Yeah.
And he does go through some rough stuff.
Yeah.
But no matter what, Peter Parker's not going to be an edgy bastard until he gets the Black Spider-Man suit, and then it becomes a crash out.
Well, it all depends. All depends on the Spider-Man at that point. Like you really could. But there's some amazing writing for Spider-Man. It's the same thing with Daredevil. There's some amazing writing. It just depends on what comic you're looking at. But
yeah, I don't know enough about Daredevil to complain about him. I think Daredevil's a pretty solid chap.
So here's the thing about Here's the thing about Batman. At least the animated TV show.
The Spider-Bat.
Yeah, Batman the animated TV show has a interesting attitude that it has only existed in what it is. Like it's a phenomenal show, and it was so well done. I would even go as far as saying that you could find a lot of stuff for the franchise. It's one of those better series that I would honestly say it's probably one of the best animated series of all time for cartoons, for at least American cartoons. It's up there with some of the classics. Where DJ Roddy agrees with me. Join in, DJ, when you get a chance, man. You're welcome to it. But no, that's my problem with it. For me, I would love to have more Shadow. I would love to have more Shadow. That would be so fucking cool, but it's never gonna fucking happen.
It's never gonna happen because people are gonna fuck it up.
Oh, it's just never gonna happen. The closest thing...
Not only is it not gonna happen, if it does happen, it's gonna go the same route as the Netflix live-action Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a show burn like that ever. That is still to this day.
What's funny about that is that they were so prepared to turn it into a franchise. They had a comic ready. They were getting a game ready. This was meant to be a long-term investment, and just really crashed after one episode came out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was kind of surprised by that crash out. It's one of my it's one of my favorite crash outs of all time in a franchise. I am still to this day laugh at the fact that happened. Can you think of any series that ever had such a huge crash out like that? That is legendary. And the thing is, Cowboy Bebop. I hate to say it, Death Note was more popular. They're even talking about it. They're even talking about another movie.
The Netflix Death Note. That crashed.
Yes, I'm actually not lying. That may actually have another movie. I'm not joking when I say that.
All right. Hey, Chief.
Yo.
So, the same way I look at Shadow and Batman is the same way I am looking at Outlaw Star versus Cowboy Bebop, alright? Outlaw Star is just a better series.
It is.
I agree.
It is. It unfortunately died, and I'm still pissed off about that. It's one of those series where I'm like, fuck. But it's still one of the better series out there.
Yeah.
And it's annoying that we never did get a full because there's more to that, eh? They kept adventuring. But at least it ends. It's not it's like Sorcerer Hunter was actually a little better than some other stuff. I'm not a big fan of Those Who Hunt Elves, but I know a lot of people that love that series. And I didn't mind Desert Punk. Desert Punk is absolutely hysterical.
Those Who Hunt Elves?
Yeah. It's an anime where a bunch of Japanese people and some guy with a tank.
And a lot of titles from that era that are now forgotten.
No, they're now forgotten, which is a good thing. We
Chrono
really
Crusade.
do. Yeah, don't.
I'm gonna write some graffiti on that thing. Glory to Groom.
Look, guys. We gotta treat anime now. We gotta treat anime and certain things like they did back in the day where the Druids used to do it. We have to
those fucking Fabergé eggs you have in the museum.
No, we have to treat it like Druids. We have to be sacred. We got I got an anime series called Black Lagoon.
Fabergé egg, gotcha.
That's not Fabergé egg. That's the old oral tradition, man. You have to treat it like druidic magic, man. We can't allow that. We can't allow the unbelievers to have it. They will tarnish it. So it's better.
Watch what you say when you say oral tradition, because that means something else in the modern era.
I'm pretty sure no one's gonna care about. I'm pretty sure no o's gonna care about Master Keaton.
Yeah, especially after spring break, that was a lot of oral tradition that happened there.
apparently was. I don't know if you heard about all the STDs.
That's why I've been trying to tell you the other day, but you're like, nah, Bob, that happens all the time. Fuck off.
It does happen all the time, but it's funny. It's funny to watch people like, wait a minute, people got STD?
Yes. This is why I wanted to bring it up, because I thought it was funny, because, yeah, everyone knows about the spring break, stupid shit happens. Yeah. But to the level of dumbfoundedness that people are having is the part I wanted to laugh at with you.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't a good topic to talk about because YouTube would have a see fit. But yes, dude, that this was something that I knew about a long time ago, man.
Yeah, he was a part of it once, I think.
Allegedly. No, I wasn't part of spring break, but I did get to see a lot of fun that happened over the years. raves.
Oh, dude! After that one interaction, I'm never going into a rave.
Oh yeah, no. There's some crazy raves.
So I'll tell people this story because it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going into a pizza joint, nameless pizza joint, getting a pizza because they happen to be open late, typical thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm waiting for it to be ordered, these 3 fucking clown show girls roll in. And when I say clown show, I mean they are gussied up and dressed up for nasty, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 hippos and 1 girl that actually looks cute, all right? And they are sauced up, chatting up, talking about jalapeno poppers and all this other shit. Meanwhile, the lady at the counter is just doing her best to try and understand what order they actually want, and it's like, it's late night. This poor girl's probably just trying to close up the shop after I leave, and she has to deal with this. So after the clown show is chatting, and mind you, they are wearing short skirts, they have holes in the back of their shirt to where their back boobs can flow out. And I'm trying to look away because they are so scantily clad. I don't want to catch a case of them like, oh, were you looking at me? And then I got to deal with that fucking drama. So I'm just like, they'll go away. They'll go away. So eventually they go away. Just as drunk as they came in.
Yeah.
Because I heard that they were going to a rave later because I got to tell this to people. It's not eavesdropping if your entire conversation can be heard in the next street over, all right? That's not eavesdropping. That's you not being quiet.
Yeah.
Right.
So, after they leave, the girl at the counter is like, hey, your order's ready. Here it is. And we both look down. I look down to the right. She looks down to the left on the counter. There's an orange object there. The girl's left a wrapped condom on the counter.
Oh!
And the poor girl's apologizing profusely, like, I'm sorry sorry, sir, that wasn't supposed to... No, it's not your fault. That was them. You have a great rest of your night. I hope closing up's easy on you. Just have a good one. This night's probably rough for you. And she's like, yeah, it was. Thank you. I am never going to erase that experience. No, sir. That was nasty.
Yep, that's not even the worst. I still remember the condom explosion of
87. You make it sound like it's a legend. They hit the newspapers.
It's a condom explosion of 2007. These two women are fighting. I am at a party, and these are drunk women. They are drunk when they pull up. Like, they're already fried when they get to the party. So one woman's there, and another woman shows up, like 10 minutes later. They don't like each other, so they start fighting. And it starts with a purse bash, where they hit each other with their purses. And one of them hits the other one, and the purse kind of pops. And as it pops, condoms fly everywhere.
Damn.
Is this like that one anime where like the girl who was trying to get up for student council president just showers the crowd with condoms?
And
What anime
so,
is that?
I don't remember, but I think it was like a slice of life anime.
So one girl, and the other girl hits the other girl with her shirt, with her purse. That hits, it explodes, condoms everywhere. So it's just this giant explosion of condoms, and everyone's there watching this, and it's like, man, I love what my friend said. It's like, this is the meanest thing. I don't know if I can't risk it.
I'm about to say it's a fight between two hostile hoes.
It is pretty bad, and both these girls are like at least 200 to 300 pounds.
Oh,
short skirts, wearing like as little as they can, man. It's rough, and they fucking go off on this explosion, and this explosion of just condoms everywhere, and we are laughing because. Like, we're not letting these bitches in. We're like, we ain't letting these bitches in here. Fuck that. We ain't dealing with this insanity. This is insane. We aren't dealing with this is gonna be bad one way or another. Fuck that shit. We ain't letting them in. So we basically locked them up. We basically, like, they came to the one of them after their fight. One of them got in a cab. The other one got to the door. Hey, is there a party going on here? Like, fucking, yeah, you're not welcome. And they were fucking holding the door because she's trying to get in, man. She was like actively trying to get in, and then she tried to jump our fence.
Gorlock wants snoo.
Gorlock wants in, and I'm like, then she tries to jump the fence. She tried to jump the fence, boys, and she tried to jump the fence, and then like she threw her purse over, and all the condoms.
That explains the localized earthquakes.
Again. What?
That explains the localized earthquakes that hit your area in 2007.
So anyway, she throws her purse over. This explodes condoms, and then she tries jumping over. We just keep throwing her purse back over the fucking over the fence.
Take your whole bag and get the fuck out!
Get out of here! Get out of here! We were, I was just laughing at just both of us were just like, oh Lord, this was just laughable at every level. We were just,
ladies, if you are above a certain category, you are banned from wearing those, what is it, the netted stockings or whatever the fuck, the netted tights.
Yeah. This woman tried to get in 4 times, and she circled it. By the way, she was at least in her like 20s, and we were all like, 2007. I was, a little older, but like I was not in my 20s in 2007. We were all kind of like, yeah, like we were all kind of younger. Like a lot of them were younger.
Back in the day where you could get away with that.
Yeah, like she was showing up, and she's in her 20s. There's a lot of kids here. It's like, I think I was older there. Just I was kind of a guard dog there, just to keep shit from getting a little too crazy. And these 2 women show up, and I'm like, why are you here? I'm thinking to myself, like, this is definitely not for you. The oldest guy here is me. I think, at the time. And like, I'm here just to keep shit from getting too stupid because my friend doesn't want to fucking deal with the damages. That's literally it. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to deal with the girl going wild. It's like, I don't want to deal with this stupidity. And so yeah, he's like, "Hey, can you come help me watch the place?" Well, because we don't want to hit. Because the last time he had a party, the last time my friend had a party at the time, like he was a younger guy. The last time him and his brother had a party, it got a little crazy, and the cops were called. So they wanted a guard dog. And I don't mind being a guard dog.
My goodness.
Yeah.
It's two fucking ogres fighting with their little hoe bag purses and condoms splatter everywhere.
Oh yeah, again, like I said, the youngest guy there, like there were people that are in their 20s, but she was like older. Like I would say, she was 8. She's almost like I'm assuming she was like 29. And like I said, I was there. I wasn't even there to get drunk, dude. I was just there for the food. Like, I couldn't even get drunk. I had to sit there.
Oh, dude, you're on payroll. You're security. You're on payroll.
Yeah. I'm literally, we're guard dog. I was a guard dog stopping the stupid. And we knew the stupid.
And then the stupid still came to you.
Well, I'm sorry to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to nip off now. Getting late for me.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. I know Dark has some stuff he's doing online. If you want to put that in the link in the chat, you're welcome to it, sir. We are going to keep chatting about Invincible and how there's a and how the modern day bullshit that is that like the idea that Dragon Ball Z is not dark.
Has they never watched the Cell Saga?
Yeah.
And that's just one.
I could do a whole video on Dragon Ball Z and how the franchise has gotten lame over the years, but
it has.
Anyway.
All right. See you later.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah. So, real quick. Okay. The most dramatic thing that has happened in Invincible, at least to the Viltrumites, was their planet got kablooied. How many times has the Earth been destroyed in Dragon Ball?
4 in the Z Saga.
My point still stands. Is like the Viltrumites lost their planet. They don't really stay on their planet anyways.
No.
But still, it's like, oh no, this dramatic thing of the planet exploded. It's like, meanwhile, you look at an average human on the Dragon Ball Z universe, and it's like, oh, first time.
Yeah. The death pool for Earth has been quite massive. Not to mention Namek has died repeatedly over the years. It's just like there has been so much Dragon Ball bullshit. So we're gonna talk about the android.
And don't let the animation style throw you off. All right, just because Dragon Ball has a certain animation style does not mean it can get dark. All right. Or all the way around. Does not mean it can't get dark. Excuse me.
Exactly. It's bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. We've all kind of known about the bullshit, but it's funny.
Dude,
it's funny watching.
Cell was a fucking horror series.
Well, it's like Vox Machina, for example. I was hearing the shit with Vox Machina over the years, and I'm like, okay, you know what? It's kind of amusing to see this like level of like thought process with Vox Machina. I'm like, really?
What's the thought?
Well, because Vox Machina, it's like, oh, it's this great fantasy series. It's the best fantasy series around. No, it's not.
I'd argue Avatar: Last Airbender, the original, is superior in every way.
I would say there were other fantasy series that existed at the time that were far fucking superior to Vox Machina. I think Vox Machina. Yeah, well, I would even say, like He-Man, the 2001. I'd say the modern Thundercats, not Thundercats Go. There's been lots of cool fantasy series that have existed over the years. Fuck, I would even go and say one of the girliest cartoons that Bob's gonna have to watch, because as long as the Necronomicon is being opened. There's a series called Witch that Bob's gonna have to watch. We're Witch. Na, 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 na. Bob will have to watch a very, very girly show.
Bob may have a thing against mages on some points.
Your Maje's command, Captain Planet.
Well, you have to vote. You have to vote, and maybe I'll make. But I think Bob's seen Captain Planet, so we can't force him to watch Captain Planet.
Hate Smog.
Bob's seen Captain
I
Planet.
thought we were talking about witches and Little Witch Academia. What?
Oh, wrong one. No, not that one.
Not that one, but we are talking about we're talking about a series that was created by Disney. It's a Disney cartoon called Witch.
Oh dear. Okay.
And
Yeah, what I'm
Bob's-
saying is like I'm cool with magic, mages, and
Well, with
witches.
Captain Planet's girls.
Mm,
It's like I can't stand vampires. Vampires, I think, are lame as hell.
yeah.
Should have died in the early 2000s and late 90s where they belong.
See. My problem with a lot of people hating vampires is like, vampires were honestly a terrifying thing, and it was the sad depression of the fact of like, man, it's one of the few things that made a mortal life suck.
On top
And-
of sucking other things.
Yeah, but then we unfortunately, then unfortunately, poor vampires got treated like shit as time went on, and now, like, thanks to a little fucking series where they sparkle,
Wait, you telling me that's
modern
not
day
true?
vampires, modern day vampires suck, like, awful. I would go as far as saying, I'm gonna fucking go here, boys. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna piss a lot of people who like vampires off. Get ready,
Do it.
boys.
Did it.
Anne Rice vampires suck.
Anne who?
Anne Rice books suck for modern day vampires.
Who's Anne Rice?
Anne Rice is one of the most prolific modern day vampire books that have ever existed.
Okay, is it like just a normal novel or is this romantasy?
Interview with a Vampire. Remember that series with Tom? Remember the movie with Tom Cruise?
No.
There's a movie called Interview with a Vampire, and they have they also made a TV show. I've never liked. I don't like any of it. I've never liked the way they do vampires in that franchise, and that's been a problem with the series ever since. Like, vampires had a terrifying aspect. When you do the real research on it and you look at what the vampire, they're scary. There we go. I hate this bullshit. I have to go back and get to the rank. Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah, but that's my big problem with what's it called? It's just like she made like it just, I don't know. She was to fight vampires. I think there's other people who've done vampires better, but the new modern vampire is basically a constant ripoff of the Anne Rice vampire. That just seems to be the constant thing. Like that, I sit in the shadows and mope at my immortality. Like, you know, and I sit there and I'm beautiful and I'm always beautiful and every vampire is a fucking track star and shit. Like, this is why I kinda liked World of Darkness vampires, because there is a good chance that you're gonna have a situation where you're a vampire, like you know, you could be the most beautiful thing and some Nosferatu decides to be a complete fucking asshole and turn you into a fucking vampire just for shits and giggles. Like, to me, that's kind of funny. I kind of like the fact that, you know, Nosferatu's like, oh, look at this pretty person, let's make him ugly as fuck. I love that. Like, that's kind of a funny thing. Like, I kind of enjoy the fact that vampires are actually have that vampires would have this dark sense of humor in the way they operate.
Okay.
And I like the idea of the destructiveness, because that's the real terrifying thing of vampires. Like, if I made vampires, they would be totally different. Like, it's such a different aspect. I would still love to add like, if I was to do a vampire, like, do a vampire justice, here's how I would do a vampire justice. Determining on when a vampire turns you, your end result is all the evil inside you comes out full force. So, for example, if you're a violent motherfucker, your body's going to be more violent looking, you're going to be more nasty, your teeth are going to be larger and extended, you're going to be more of a mean, evil motherfucker. Like, you're going to look like something out of a fucking, like, something out of, like, you know, if you took like one of those muscle builders and amplified it by 50, you're going to have that violent persona. If you are vindictive, you know, you'll be more of a vindictive true prick, you know?
Okay.
It all has that different aspect. Oh, thank God I'm done this skim file thing where I could do the bird thing. So I kind of like the idea of vampires being more of a, you know, a nastier. Oh, I'm going to do the B-Rang then. Like, I like the idea of vampires being more vindictive, and that turning someone makes them more evil, more malicious in that way. And it actually, like, you know, if you're a man whore and you're obsessed with sex, well, this changes you sexually in a way that makes you like more like, you know, you'll kind of look more vile in that aspect. You know, everything you do, all the darkness comes out in full force. I kind of like the idea of that. I like the more like the change vile.
The darkness comes in full force. You won't like me when I'm angry. Yeah, I heard it all before.
Well, no, I think that's more dark, like that I know it sounded edgy when I said it, but that's legitimately what it is. The more, like, the more you are as a person, and the more your sins are thing, like gluttons, you'd be more fat than normal. Like, it would be something worse every fucking time, and it kind of builds on that worse every fucking time. I think that's more of a interesting idea than turning him into like every fucking time a vampire's this or every fucking time a vampire's that. Like, because they all turn into pretty boys with blue eyes, and they're all like, you know. And again, it stops the whole natural selection bullshit. So the more innocent a person is, the more being a vampire would suck for them. So you'd have that aspect be an issue, you know. Like the normal guy that doesn't want to hurt people, that's a nice person, well, that's the person that turns into the beautiful vampire. Otherwise, you know, they all turn into these pricks. They turn into vile, ugly fucking things. So changing someone's more of a dangerous aspect. Like, I've always hated that. Like, I kind of get why they do that for vampires. Like, there's actually another good show for vampires is What We Do in the Shadows. That is hysterical in a lot of ways. The reason that's hysterical is because What We Do in the Shadows is fun in that aspect of, like, he actually does turn his wife. He had a crush on this girl, but she's like 97. So by him turning her now, she's a 97-year-old vampire. And that's going to have a whole lot of problems being that old as a vampire, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say the older the vampire is, more of a crusty corpse it should look like.
Yeah.
You know, constant existence to a point where they just can't move at all.
Well, imagine being
almost
turned,
like a demi-lich.
Yeah. Oh, imagine being turned at such an age, you know. I also like the idea of them constantly looking for virgins, and the reason for they looking for virgins is, well, you know, I don't know about you, but if you want to eat a sandwich, you don't want someone sticking their teeth. that is
yeah, I thought of the same thing when you said it.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea. We do got to review that movie. That is an amazing movie. I did enjoy that. And to me, that's kind of how vampires should be. It's more of a...
I say she's rocking a bakery.
Yeah.
I want that sandwich.
Yeah. I think it's a funny idea, you know? I kind of like the idea of that whole thing. It's an amusing series. And they also turned it into a TV show. I haven't watched the TV show, but the movie was actually quite fun. The movie was actually quite fun.
Don't worry, I'm still gripping this, silver crucifix.
Yeah. But vampires are
Purge
always
all these parasites. Get rid of them all.
They are like it's less popular. Okay, talk today.
Blah,
It's
blah.
less popular. Blah, 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 blah. It's
Sound
less
like
popular.
Octodad. Wubble, wubble, wubble.
It's less popular than it's ever been in the last 20 years. I think actually vampirism has
It
not
moved on to the furry thing with werewolves.
Werewolves aren't popular either. Like werewolves have lost their burn. Like they were way more popular, especially during Twilight. It really hasn't existed like it did.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason I really like Goy in Masquerade is because they are the most upfront appearance-wise of what the vampire I perceive as. You know, they are not pretty fucking creatures.
Well, they're not, they never were. They're fucking walking corpses of like in classic vampire lore. They're not.
Yeah, like
pretty.
Bram Stoker.
Yeah, like well, even Bram Stoker didn't have good vampires. Like if you actually read Howie's description is.
What was that fucking movie? Oh, what was that movie? It took place in like the Victorian era, like maybe late 17 to early 1800s, and these guys are at a ball, and the lord of the manor effectively, and all the people there are vampires of said manor, but they don't know that yet. But they have their eyes on the young lady that's within that invited group.
Holy
So
shit! Are you talking about fearless vampire hunters?
I believe so. And whenever they go out to down a hall, they take a tarp off of the painting, and it's all the vampires that are currently in the ballroom is their true vestiges. And whenever the lady's taking a bath, the Lord makes a move and converts her there.
Yeah, I think that's Fearless Vampire Hunters. I think that's Fearless Vampire Hunters.
It was live action.
wrong. It's live action, yeah, but it's been a long time. I don't know if that's right. I'd have to look into that.
I remember to make their escape, they took two Zweihänders off the wall to make a cross.
Oh, no, that's a Hammer Studio movie. I can't remember the name of it, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was some oldies looking film. It looked old, but I don't think it was
Hammer
old.
Studios. It's one of the classic Hammers. I can't really 100% Hammer. The problem with Hammer Studios, there's so many vampire movies, and they're really they really were at the era. They were one of the figureheads of that modern 70s horror that was being seen at the time.
I was reminded of it because of the music video by We Are Magonia, the song name Electric Guillotine.
Okay.
They had that playing in the background with a red filter over it, and I was like, oh my god, I remember this movie. I remember watching it with my sister.
Captain Kronos was another one that I actually rather enjoyed. See, I don't know. Like, I'm 50-50 to vampire. I kind of like the Hammer vampires, and I like the modern vampires. Modern vampires...
If I'm gonna go vampires, it has to be old school, like Nosferatu or Dracula, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of Anne Rice's vampires. Now, like, there was a time I liked Anne Rice's vampires. Now I don't like Anne Rice's vampires. Like, they're not my favorite vampires anymore. Like, I just don't have the same love that I used to for that style of vampirism because it just Anne Rice's vampires are kind of weird that way for me. They don't have the same love that I used to have. It's sad because I remember being like, oh man, greatest vampire Anne Rice, you know, oh, I read the books and all that stuff, and I'm like, man, you know, when you realize that your teenage self was a fucking retard.
Oh yeah, that's why if I ever ran into my younger self, I'd beat the shit out of myself.
Yeah, I'd kick his ass. I'd kick myself in the butt for that one. You stupid fuck. Stop watching stuff. Stop watching that Avon Galleon.
Stop watching bad series. You'll find better series when you run into a guy by the name of Chief. There's this fantastic one called Dominion Tank Police. You'll love it.
Yeah. I know. And like I said, we're gonna have fun watching Witch the way things are going. Witch, we're with. Bob's gonna make him watch him that animes. Oh, poor Bob. I feel sorry for you, my friend. Actually, it's not a bad show. It's just not the best. It actually is kind of an interesting show to exist the way it does.
I say, I have no problem watching girly things as long as I'm aware this is made for this audience, you know? Yeah. It's like, hey, Bob, this was originally made for this audience, so if it doesn't gel with you very well, this is why. And it's like, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah. Chimera Tank Police.
I love Tank Police.
Yeah, Tank Police, awesome. I do agree. I enjoy Tank Police too.
So much so that a creator who's making like their own little anime series, I think it is, We Love Cold War. Mm-hmm. They took inspiration from Dominion Tank Police with the Warsaw Tank Police, because it's supposed to be taking place in Cold War era, and it kind of has that wild, off-the-wall style that with Studio Trigger, kind of like with Kill la Kill, where the action is just fucking out there. It is insane, but it's an independent. Yeah.
You gotta love that style. Studio Trigger has always been. I am a super fan of the Studio Trigger franchise. Like they did such a good job. Like some of their stuff has been really good. I'm also, like I said, go ahead.
I was gonna say the creator of We Love Cold War, just small little shout out. But the action did remind me of a lot of Studio Trigger stuff, where it's wild, it's off the wall, but it's still kind of good. It's pretty funny, and it goes over certain history beats. Like the ending of the Prime Minister of Sweden is one of the missions for the CIA.
Yeah.
all like the MK Ultra, all the conspiracy stuff is going to be in it, from what I've seen.
I've been liking the guys who have been doing the images and stuff recently, the satire, but they're doing it in claymation. Like it's being rendered with AI, but they're doing the claymation style. That has been a surprisingly fun thing to watch.
Yeah, you'd have to show me that. I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's actually kind of fun. It's been doing really good. I like the fact, like, they're also bringing back the puppets from that British show. Those guys who used to do those puppets are legitimately coming back, and they're doing content now. And I'm like, oh, okay, hello me. I'm liking this shit. Like that to me, like that was some fun stuff back in the day. So I'm like, ooh, okay, thank you. That's the good stuff. I like the good stuff. I want more good stuff. Please show me more good stuff. Oh yeah, they have a YouTube channel now, and they've been doing stuff on YouTube because they were a satire. They used to have a satire show in the '90s, BBC, and now it's been pretty much wiped out because they don't want to do satire anymore. But their puppets are absolutely disturbing. They kind of have a uncanny valley feeling to them. And that is always disturbing when you have that uncanny valley feeling on something. It actually kind of makes you go, okay, I kind of like this, but at the same time. Let us activate the water jar. We're going to be Brick's boy. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to use Orc for that. I'm going to Orc, Arn, and Nina is going to activate the water jar. Because Nina is the one that does very little to any power. Alright, so, no, overall, I'm actually impressed by what I've been seeing lately for different weird stuff and shows. But yeah, no, the Cell Saga alone, if you look at what happened to look what happens to our, look what happens to Gohan, man. They rip his fucking arm off after they murder his mother in front of him. Like, holy shit. Like we don't see that type of violence from the show from a certain show about a Viltrumite child. I don't know. Like I said, to me, I'm not a fan of the Viltrumites. I do love the fact that they keep trying to. Oh, go ahead. Hello.
You don't?
Hello.
The guy that's always bleeding and stuff, always getting into his jaw ripped off and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, who cares? Like when you got a villain like that, it's like, like his hero, like he's not even a fun hero in my opinion. Like I don't like him as a character. I've never been a fan of his thing. Oh, this guy. Ox is breaking he wants to get his girlfriend out of prison. Oh, it's his wife. Yay! We lost the. We lost our chance at getting the bag. My most annoying bit in this game is right here. Because of one reason. We get stuck watching cutscenes.
Yay, cutscenes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the cutscenes. It's like it's one of the few cutscenes I'm not a fan of. Although Breath of Fire 2's cutscenes are a lot more fun. Oh, now we finally get one of the best characters in the game as the Sorceress. Yeah, this character is one of the most powerful wizard you get in the game is coming up, and she's like she's a Naga. She's half human, half snake. And she kind of exists in the franchise multiple times, actually. She kind of makes a lot of appearances. She's up there with Ryu and Nina as the two lead characters in the series. All right, let's sell some stuff here. We don't need the. I'm gonna keep the broken sword for now, but I don't need the power sword. We'll keep the skull ring. We'll keep the coat. We'll keep the that, but I will get rid of my healing. Because we're going to add more healing, and we're going to get rid of these antlers. Alright, there we go. Now let's add some acorns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. 9 acorns. We want lots of those fun little toys. So we no longer have that situation where I'm like, hey guys, can't sweat my gear. Let's see, is there anything else here? Oh, I'm gonna buy some herbs. Buy 2 sets of herbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Everything else I think is done at this point. So I don't know, like I said, Breath of Fire is actually quite fun, although I know Bob's not a fan of it, because he doesn't like the JRPG style. He likes it when you can run up and hit things.
Yeah, I like being able to take the initiative, rather than doing turn-based stuff.
I prefer the turn-based for certain things, because I'm enjoying the story. Like, I like the story of this franchise. Like, it's fun. You are basically fighting the enemies that destroyed your village. It's all a revenge trip in every sense of the word. Like, you're out there to get the motherfuckers.
Imagine somebody doing that.
What?
Right? A turn-based shooter, but it's like in the guise of a FPS.
I thought there was a turn-based shooter.
Like, what I'm saying is, like, you're a first person, like it's any other first person shooter, but you have limits, and then you have to hit end turn after you do your movement, the enemy moves. And then you still gotta figure out where they are, and I'm like, You know, there's a reason shooters let you take the initiative.
You know, actually, there is one. There actually is one. I'm actually you've lit a lightning under my brain.
Oh wait, yeah. What is it? Grimrock?
No, Doom RPG.
Ew. You took
What?
a game like Doom and you made an RPG out of it? I was
Yeah.
thinking more like tactical shooter, but okay.
Yeah, Doom RPG exists. That's a real thing. That's not a joke.
There's another
There is-
game I saw that is similar to what we're talking about, except instead of being in a first-person view, you are this little eyeball drone that's a part of this police unit, and you're like a liaison, and you tell your squad how to breach, because your drone can sneak through vents, map out enemies, you map out the team movement, and then the team breaches.
What is that? I'm trying to think about that now. You're making me
It was
wonder.
it was one of the recent games that I saw a trailer for about a little less than a month ago.
I really didn't like. I didn't like Nitro Express. That game pissed me off. But that's just because I wasn't expecting stuff. And that was a shooter I picked up where the character. It looked like a fun little side-scrolling shooter, but unfortunately, it has like 15 different buttons for every little move. It's like just give me a fun point-and-click shooter. Thank you very much. I'm liking that Quest game, and I'm still waiting for He-Man, you fuckers. He-Man's supposed to be out April 28th. Bring out He-Man. Where's my He-Man? Fuck that shit. I'm so mad that didn't come out yet. Although there's a rumor of the reason that didn't come out.
Maybe. I don't know.
There's a rumor, actually, the reason that didn't come out, because Steam is actually making it so that you can't, they're going to be you're going to have to be open if you release a game. You can't just release a game and then leave it, like, in limbo. You actually have to be working on it, and it actually has to have a veriful. You can't just leave it, like, open like that. You have to actually legitimately, you got to price your games based off that, from what I was hearing. If that's true, that is probably the greatest thing that I've ever seen a video game company do for gamers. It's like, yeah, they don't want to, they're just going to leave their game in fucking beta forever, and you'll never get 100% beta. Oh, okay. Well, here's how that works then. You don't get to sell your game for $49.99 if it's an open beta. You got to sell your game for cheaper, way cheaper. And leave it at a way cheaper price. If you sell a finished product, that's when you sell the game at a high price. Which I actually, if that is true, that's legit what's going on, I'm like, yeah, no, fucking yes, Steam. Go, you go, girl. Mm-hmm. You know? Bob, I don't know if Bob agrees with me on that one, on the whole idea of beta gaming, of beta gaming like that, where it's like, yeah, okay, because you can put these games on access on Steam, but then you're like, they can leave the game in open access forever, a la fucking several video games. But if you're going to do that, you aren't selling your game at $40 a pop. You're not selling your game at $70, $80. Your game now has to be priced based off the fact that it's a beta product. That it's pre-beta or alpha. It's not the finished product. What's your thoughts on that, Bob?
I didn't quite grasp what you were asking me with the beta or alpha.
Okay, you know how they'll have a game that's like not finished?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's beta. That's a beta and alpha game. So a beta
PUBG.
game,
Sorry.
PUBG. But like they'll sell that game for $90, or they'll sell that game for a high price, even though it's not a finished product. Well, Steam has been saying no. According to the rumor that's been going around, Steam is apparently threatening to go, no, if you're selling it at a beta, if it's a beta game, then it's being sold as a beta game. It's not being sold as a alpha. You have to actually sell a finished fucking
Man,
product.
They love doing that. The 2017 to 2019 felt like a drought for a while.
It really
Whenever
did,
it came to
right?
games, because you'd have PUBG, which even though it released on consoles, it was still technically in beta stage, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What, you gonna give me half a fucking burger at McDonald's?
Yeah, and then you're selling, and then technically the pricing for it is stupid. And like,
But I say, you got the filet mignon price tag on it, yet you're giving me fucking chicken nuggets. What the fuck?
it's like eating at Disney. You're not really
Based.
getting like, yeah, it is. It's like eating at Disney. You fucking legitimately, I could buy the same product outside of
Sorry,
Disney.
the adding the mouse ears on the Mickey Mouse pizza just gave it a $40 prenup.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. It's like, yeah, which is bullshit. Which is like, I agree. That's shit. That is actually, that's where I'm always pissed off about that. It's like they want an insane price. Like we have to do that actually. Speaking about audits, we're gonna have to do that when we actually sit down and look at the audits of these certain things, because there are the pricing they want for some of these fucking games, and like the prices they want for stuff is kind of stupid. But we definitely have to audit Disney. We have to audit Disney adults, man. Me and you will have to do that. Speaking about audit, the Great Flood. I have brought up on many occasions on my live stream the unfortunateness of a situation that happened. I'm going to break it down one last time before we get to this. So back in the day, me and a buddy of mine, a very good friend of mine, we kind of shared everything, because I was friends with this guy since I was a little kid. Like, this guy was my best friend. I was best man at this guy's wedding. This was always something that we were constantly, just me and him were just always buddy. We always looked out for each other. This is how life was. So, me and him were kind of sharing stuff. So at the time when I was having console problems, like I had two incidents happen. I had an incident where they left they did maintenance in my place, and I went away for the week while they were doing the maintenance. I fucked off. I came back. My door was unlocked, and apparently, according to one of the guys that I was basically living next door, said, "Yeah, they left your door open for the entire weekend." So I became super paranoid about my games because people walked in and stole stuff in my apartment. They stole money and a couple other things. So I got really pissed off at living there, and I was like, okay, I can't trust these assholes or I'm gonna have a problem. So I made the decision back then to kind of give some games away, give stuff, kind of let him use stuff and keep stuff of my own. But it became more than just that. Like, we traded games, we traded movies, we traded everything. Like, me and this guy were the best buds for that. And one day, unfortunately, due to some asshole deciding to fuck off from his job, went home early, a flood hit, because the flood basically drained out everything. We lost everything that was in the basement. So, Bob, are you ready with the list?
Yes, I do have the list. I have everything that we went over.
Okay. So we're gonna.
Do you want to start?
We're gonna list off all the games. We're gonna list off the prices. Now, people have been saying to me for years, and this is something I always hear over and over and over again. Why don't you go with, why don't you do this, or why don't you go back to
Why do you use an emulator? Why don't you buy these games?
Yeah, why don't I just use my computer with a capture card? Well, let's get into it. Go ahead, Bob. We're gonna start with Nintendo
you
games.
first. Nintendo, gotcha. That's what I needed. All right, Nintendo. Here's the page for Nintendo, and let me get into the light a little more so I can.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
By the way, the retro market has definitely hit a crash. The prices were more expensive a couple years ago. Like, we are definitely seeing a change in the retro market I didn't think we'd see.
Yes. So the first one we had on the list was Bucky O'Hare for Nintendo. which is priced at 2,173 USD.
And I got that as an arcade rental. That was like an arcade game. It was basically, there was this arcade store that had rental shit. You could rent games off it, Super Nintendo games and Nintendo games and Game Boy games. You could rent a bunch of games off this place. It was a little arcade place.
Yeah.
I bought it there when they went out of business.
All right. Next is Castlevania 1. And the reason I'm separating this is Castlevania 1 for $239. But, ladies and gentlemen, we also looked at a graded copy.
Yeah. Oh, this graded copy was insane. Give them the listing to this. I was floored when I saw that.
The graded copy for Castlevania, the original on Nintendo, was at 11,700 USD.
So basically, some asshole brought this to a store, paid money to the store to grade the game. By grading the game, they basically put a grade number on it, and they put it in a little plastic container, and then they seal the game so you can't play the game. So all intents and purposes, you are buying it for the art on the box.
Congratulations, you bought useless plastic that you can't do anything with.
And there's no guarantee. Yeah. And the second you open up that
market is a fucking sham.
Yeah, no, think about that. And you drop that market. You drop the market. Here's what gets scary about that. The second that's open, it's $200. If the game doesn't work, you're looking at $0.
So it really is like Schrodinger's price theory over here.
It really is. You are literally paying for something that you can't fundamentally prove. It's like a buddy of mine was talking about how you could grade a Pokemon card, put it in a little fucking box, and if that card's fake, you wouldn't know until you open. You no guarantee.
You would have to devalue it to even know if you wasted your money.
Yeah. Collector's
market is a sham.
Oh, it's the worst one. Look at what they're doing with the VHS copies. People were grading VHSs.
Fuck off. All right.
Next thing they did. No, I got one more caveat about the graded. I'll keep going. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. But one more thing with the graded. A greatest moment is Red Letter Media. They decided to grade a copy of the what's the name of it now? Oh, what's the name of the movie? It's an alien. It's one of those. It's an ET ripoff.
Okay.
They were getting hundreds of copies of this one ET movie, one ET thing. So they decided to grade the game, grade this VHS. They graded the VHS, and like, oh, good, we got the graded VHS. Well, let's up the value of this movie, and they destroyed every other copy they had of that game. of that movie. It's one of the funniest things because our price just went up. We just fucking graded it, and we fucking sold it. So then they turned around. I think they sold the movie after. I'm like, that's insanely awesome. I fucking love that. That is such a dick thing to do, but it's the other fun thing they did. One of my favorite things they did. Apparently, Mike had a bunch of Star Wars figures, and this pissed a lot of people off. He took all his Star Wars figures that he had, threw them in a box, and then covered them in acid, and they watched them melt away. That infuriated so many people. Holy shit, did that infuriate people. There were people losing their minds over that one. Anyway, go ahead. Next. Sorry.
Next, we had Castlevania 2 for $326. Well, the reason I wanted to mention this is we found a fake copy that was going for $1,291.
Yeah, it's a fake copy. Someone basically plastered the copy of the image from the Nintendo Power and called it a limited edition copy. We are living.
You know what? For how stupid the collector market is, I appreciate the sham artists. All right, sham artists for sham artists.
Dude, I could easily make her like it would take me some
It's like
time.
what Joker says: you get what you fucking deserve.
I hate that movie though.
I know people either love it or hate it, but
do you want to know why
right.
I hate? Yeah, off tangent because we're having fun. We're just shooting shit. You want to know why I hate that movie? I hate that movie for one reason and one reason only. It's not Joker. It's clear it's not Joker. Why the fuck did why not just let him make a movie instead of forcing him to make Joker? All it did was create such a backlash after the fact. It was one of the silly, and the fact that people were like, "Oh, it's gonna turn the White Wing into baddies. They're gonna go murdering people." It's like, fuck off. No one cared. Everyone thought it was stupid.
Get better issues. We're gonna run out of tissues.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was a line from Tom McDonald.
Yep. I prefer you're all a bunch of fucking idiots, Norm Macdonald. Anyway, next game.
Well, Castlevania 3 for $291.
Yep.
Crystallis for $125.
That floors me. Okay, you want to know why that floors me? That game is super fucking rare. That is a insanely rare game because it was not popular. Most people don't know it exists. It's surprisingly good, and I'd love a remaster to that. I'd love them to fix that game because that game needs so much fixing. Like, there's so many errors, glitches. There's ways you can just crash yourself out, and the game will just like, yeah, no, go fuck yourself, and you can't finish the game. But it's so fucking good. It's one of the best like action RPGs on the console. Next is Bob and the Boat Campaign. Faxanadu for $79. Faxanadu, Bob and the Boat Campaign. How is that Bob and the Boat Campaign? You aren't fighting on a giant tree.
Close enough. All right.
There is apparently an unfinished Ravenloft game for the Nintendo. Rumor has it. I've never ever seen it, but I've heard rumors of it. There's also apparently an unfinished Ravenloft game for the Super Nintendo. I know there's a unfinished game for the PlayStation, but that actually got out.
Next is Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy for $89.
That actually, a complete set should cost you a little more than that, but like that was the price I was finding on the price matching.
Yeah, Gargoyle Quest 2 for $183.
Gargoyle Quest, that one again, super rare. That should be way more higher in price.
Next is Gauntlet 1 and 2, going for $29 and $24 respectively.
That one shocked me. I was actually surprised by the fact that those games were way cheaper than I thought. I was like, there's no way that's going to be cheaper. No, that apparently was way cheaper. I was like, okay, all right, I guess I'm wrong.
Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda 2. The first game's going for $65, the second one's going for $50. The first game we found had a graded copy going for $5,436 USD.
And you want to know how they put it as a graded copy? It's because it's a gold card. Like, people are still falling for this. All right, announcement. A more you know announcement from the orc. Boom, 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 boom.
A Rainbow and Star.
Card. A gold cart. The more you know. Rainbow. Anyway, a golden cart is not a special edition cart of the original Legend of Zelda 1 and 2. Those are how they originally were released. Do not fall for this scam. It is not a real thing. People will tell you it's limited edition or special edition because it's gold and the rest of the carts are gray. Do not do this. The gray carts of Legend of Zelda are actually the more rare carts because that is the second release of Nintendo's Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. Do not fall for the scam. It is a fucking scam. People will and the fact that they graded and put a $5,000 price on a cart of Legend of Zelda, which you can find multiple ways to play that, including now on Nintendo, computer, and other sources that exist. Do not do this. The more you know. All right, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe, American Heroes. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay, keep going.
Next
I had to.
Magic of Shirazade.
Oh god, we should have had Dark for this. Shit, he took off. Magic of Shirazade. Yeah.
$407.
That game, I don't know how that game exists. That is one of the weirdest video games I've ever played, and I do want to play it on the channel, but it's definitely something that I'm going to have to sit down with a walkthrough next to me for the entire fucking game. I do not remember how I beat that game. Anyway, keep going.
Mighty Final Fight for $1,359.
How is that expensive, chat? I don't get it. I don't get why that's expensive, Mighty Final Fight. It's an older game. It's a newer game on the Nintendo, but it's like, for some reason, that fucker has a stupid price. All right, next.
Next is Totally Rad for $24.
Oh, wow.
Next is Zen for $1,005.
Zen floored me because well, Zen doesn't surprise me. Zen is a weird game that most people don't even know exists.
Okay. Now we're on to the most expensive out of the Nintendos, Little Samson for $5,000.
That again, I also got that and I got that at a movie store. That was a movie rental. I bought that. I kept renting it, and then the guy asked me if I wanted to buy it for $30. So I bought it off him for $30. And I have played that on live stream. That is an amazing fucking game. But is it worth $5,000? No.
No.
No game is worth $5,000.
It's a piece of plastic. It's a piece of circuitry wrapped in plastic that's further put into more plastic with a little book.
Yeah. So overall price for just the Flood.
Oh, overall price for Nintendo alone. We still got a bunch of other games.
Oh, do we for the Super Nintendo or Nintendo? Sorry.
For Nintendo, we have Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3. I'll do a power round.
No, go ahead. Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3.
Ninja Turtles 1 for $70. Ninja Turtles 2 for $123. Ninja Turtles 3 for $237.
Which I'm surprised at the prices for those. So that actually kind of floored me that those were that pricey. Like,
next is Kirby's Nightmare for $69. Nice.
Kirby for that price. That's not bad. Like, actually isn't bad, and that's an in-box version.
Yeah. Next is Super Mario 1 for $189, followed by Super Mario 2 for $73, and then Super Mario 3 for $69. Nice.
See, again, good prices. Those are actually solid prices. But again, I've seen people. We couldn't find any graded copies. I was looking. I was actively looking for the graded copies.
I mean, dude, it's fucking Super Mario.
Dude,
who wouldn't try to grade a Super Mario?
Yeah, I know. But the fact is, it's like, you know what's scary for me, though? You know what's kind of amusing? Most of those games I got for pretty cheap. Do you know how fucking much Nintendo wants for some of these games? like their modern Mario games are their modern Mario games are anywhere from $89 to $100. I was looking at picking up one recently, and I was like, fucking not for that price.
You know it's bad when the resale for Super Mario 3 is $69. It's cheaper than modern titles on the fucking Switch 2.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's after resale, and they tried to ratchet up the price.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely insane. I don't know why they're selling these games for these super over the top retard. Like, it's fucking Cloud World shit. What the fuck? Why are you selling your games for these prices, man? Like, that's just wild.
I even told my one buddy who asked last time we went to GameStop because I was just picking up a PlayStation card to, send to my buddy so we can play a game together.
Yeah.
He was asking me about the Switch 2, and I was like, nope, don't touch that. Don't think about touching that. And he's like, why? Is it bad? Or it's like, no, it's expensive. And it will cost you a fucking arm and a leg by comparison of other predecessors and other consoles.
Yeah. And
because
that's
not only the system is like anywhere from $300 to $500, depending on where you're going. The games themselves are in the 80s to 90s, and some of them you have to get like some bundle deal. I've seen the bundle for, what was that Donkey Kong one where you can burrow through the earth by pounding on it.
Yeah.
$120 because it was Take to another game.
Yeah, which is stupid. Which is just, I don't know what they're trying to do with these, and that's what's driving me nuts about this. It's like, this is just the prices for some of these have just gotten out of control. And the problem is like, I've also heard the stories that that apparently, like, if you don't put your Switch online, it's going to be very similar to PlayStation. Apparently, like you won't be able to play your games after a certain period.
Yeah, that is one thing I am actively against, is the live service shit. Where the moment you pick up a game, you forked over your $60 clams. Your clams are over there, and you play a game. You picked it up, Anthem. Anthem looks great. I'm using that as a quick example. Oh, fuck, you got an Iron Man suit. It's a shooter. You have the option to play with friends. Must have internet connection to play to server. Meanwhile, the game didn't fucking boot up, but you bet your sweet Bippy the fucking marketplace and microtransactions works. Thanks, EA.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, I'll never be a fan of games that do that shit. That shit to me is insulting. That is actually insulting to me as a gamer. Like, I fucking hate that shit.
I love forking over more money to a product that doesn't work. Lovely.
Yeah, don't do that to me, man. You do that to me, you're asking for trouble, and that trouble is going to be.
Something happened with like Call of Duty a few years back.
I enjoy it. Like this is why I've been looking at indie games. Not only are most indie games finished, except for a couple here. I've bought 2 unfinished indie games. I never thought I would. I never in my life thought I'd buy indie games that are unfinished. I actually bought 2. It's super rare for my ass to do that. But I think it's 9 o'clock now. I do believe is Logan on right now, Arus? Or is he still on?
Let me check YouTube just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna check YouTube just in case. See if I think.
Real quick, can I do a lightning round?
Oh, okay. We'll finish off the Nintendo games. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna at least give us the total price after this list. Robin Hood for $39, Genghis Khan for $57, Kid Icarus for $159, Mega Man 1 for $519, Mega Man 2 for $137, Mega Man 3 for $129, Mega Man 4 for $213, Mega Man 5 for $644, Mega Man 6 for $251. The total of all these accumulated games, ignoring graded and fake copies, totals out to $14,445 USD.
Yep. Now people know why I'm not bothering rebuying.
Oh, and we still have other games to talk about for our next streams.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait to talk about the N64 systems.
Yep. Yeah, we have fun, boys. We have a lot for here. I don't think anyone's on that I see that's going to be interested for me on my channel. So we're gonna call it for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. We do appreciate your help. And like I said, we're gonna be going through more games. Holy fuck, there's a list. But I'd like to thank everybody. Like, subscribe, join the channel if you want. We do have shirts. Always check out Dream of Hippo. You want your I Believe in House Hippo or Dice Goblin. Support your local Dice Goblin. Yeah, so you guys want to join us up, have fun. We'll see you on Wednesday for Space Geeks. All right, guys, have yourselves a very good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.